Welcome to my Fanatec ClubSport Shifter Sequential version 1.5. Geez, that's a mouthful review. Before I go to the good and bad and did it make me faster, let me start from the beginning so you know why I got the shifter in the first place. As you all know from my last review, I started out sim racing with the Logitech G920, and as you all know, or should know, is that the shifter that comes with the wheel is bad. Really bad. So, after a few weeks of endless enjoyment from racing with a wheel, I decided that sim racing is the place to be, and I wanted to invest in a better hardware, starting with the H pattern. So, now I didn't move straight to the Fanatec. I actually started and thought, you know what, I'm going to go for the Thrustmaster. It's not as expensive and it looks like it will do the job. And it did. It was a very good shifter, works really well, but in my endless supply of intelligence, I found a way to break it. Not completely break it, but because I could still use it in analog mode, but sequential and H pattern were forever taken away from me. So I thought, instead of buying the same thing again, I'll use it as a makeshift handbrake, because at the time I was playing Dirt Rally. I was really deep into that game, and thought I'm going to buy the big boy Fanatec one. There were other options, but the numerous mounting options of the Fanatec made my mind up. I was still using a desk and chair at the time, so I needed something that would work with both desk and numerous rigs out there, which I didn't have at the time, but I knew I was going to get at a later date. Okay, so let's start with the good things I like about this shifter, and there are numerous. First up, installation was easy. It was basically plug in, although with a USB adapter you have to buy separately, I might add, but the software is easy to find on the Fanatec website, and installation was a breeze and very simple. Okay, here's stating the obvious. Build quality is amazing. It is as solid as a rock. No creaks, no gaps, no squeaks, no nothing. It's just made almost to perfection in my eyes. It just oozes quality, which is like a huge step up above like the Logitech that I started off with, and a definite notable step up from the Thrustmaster TH8A, I think it's called, that I had. It's made of like I'd say 95% metal, probably even more so. There's like little plastic bits at the bottom, but that's it. I've had it for a year, like over a year now, and the thing is a beast. Like, I haven't had any problems with it. No, like I said, no sort of like problems outside or internally. I mean, I can't speak more highly of it, basically. So anyway, that's enough of that. On to the next point. It comes with two shifter knobs, one taller one which I believe suits the sequential shifter, and a smaller, more rounded one which I believe suits more towards the H pattern. However, you can use them the other way around. There's no specific order. The attachment of them is really easy as well. You just screw them on and off, and they are firmly in place when you screw them on too. There's no unnecessary movement, sounds, which is exactly what you want from a solid piece of kit like this. Okay, now the most important part, the shifts. The shifting, I believe, is done really, really well. So I'll start off with the H pattern. I feel like the shifts in the H pattern are really firm and solid when shifting up or down, going from first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. There's a seventh, and obviously a reverse. It's not only do you get that strong sound as well, you get like a good thud. You hear a good thud, but the shift also gives like a very strong tactile feel. So like once it goes in, there's like a solid like slot in. It's like as if like you know it's made the shift from the moment you've done it, like just by feeling it. You don't even have to hear it, and that's like again a huge step up coming from the from the Logitech. You didn't get no sort of like tactile feel. It was just move up and down, left, right. It was so free. And then the Thrustmaster, obviously with that one you do get a tactile feel, but it's nowhere near as solid as this one. Nowhere near. Doesn't even come close. As you know by the title, there's also a sequential mode as well, which is very easy to adjust. All you have to do is just flip this switch forward for sequential and then back for H pattern. Really simple enough. Much more simple than the Thrustmaster one, where you have to kind of unscrew the things, switch. I can't remember exactly, but it was a slightly more longer process. So yeah, it's definitely good there. Again, the shifts feel really solid and hard. Again, you get that same tactile feel as well as the sound. Yeah, I mean, again, like just really satisfying to use. Now, spoken about the firmness of the shifts, this is actually adjustable in the again with the shifter. You've basically got, there's a point on the left hand side which unfortunately you can't see because I've got my handbrake in the way, but there is a point where you can basically put in one of these keys, and you should then be able to just turn it left or right. I can't really remember which one which, but left or whatever I think goes to making it a little bit more freer, a little bit not as a little bit easier to move around, and then turning it right makes it more firmer, makes the shifts need a little bit more force to be applied, which I personally prefer. Not too firm, but I definitely prefer it towards the firmer side. But again, that's your choice, and it's easily accessible and very easy to adjust. So very thankful for that. Another huge advantage when purchasing this shifter is the mounting options. Like, the mounting options with this thing are amazing. Like, you can basically mount it from all sides, from front, back, left side, right side, and from the bottom as well. Remember, I started off at the desk, so I had to purchase a table mount, which worked really, really well, to be honest. There was no movement, the shifter was solidly in place, and I had the confidence to bully the thing, and it was great. I then got the GTO Mega Rig, and its shifts mount were terrible. As you can see, I'm still able to use it fine, but there is movement in the shifter now, which takes away from the enjoyment of feeling confident in my shifts. I now have to shift, but shifts a little bit more carefully so that I don't cause too much movement in the entire thing. But again, this isn't the fault of Fanatec. They did their job. In fact, this actually brings me on to a good point, which is choose your rig wisely. This is a serious piece of kit, and it's solid, and it requires seriously planted hardware to support it. Okay, now on to the bad points. Now, there aren't many, to be honest, and I'm pretty sure these could easily be categorized as being nitpicky, but whatever, I've got to balance the review out somehow. First up, it's not quiet. It's not obnoxiously loud, but it can be heard from other rooms if you're not careful. I'd rather have it this way though, to be honest. It's solid metal, and that will last a very long time. I've already mentioned this before, the thing's too solid for its own good. In terms of being so heavy duty that it needs a very strong rig to support it, and the force that you'd be applying through the damn thing. Like I said, my GTO Mega barely makes the grade. They have made a new shifter for GTO Mega, but I haven't used it, so I can't comment on that. Now, this is just personal preference, but I would prefer the throw of the sequential shifter to be slightly smaller. Not by much though, and I'm sure that this is nitpicking, but to me it would be nice if it was just a little bit shorter to help making quicker shifts. But other than that, again, still works great. Now, did it make me faster? Quick answer, no. But I didn't buy this about worrying about speed. I bought this for the experience. This is one of the reasons why I got into sim racing, or why I liked it. It was just the great feeling of racing and driving cars, and really, and this sort of like helps me in terms of my immersion of it. There's just an amazing, satisfying feel of like shifting up and down the gears in certain cars. I don't know how to describe it and explain it, but it just feels great. I mean, if you want to go faster, just use paddle shifters if you're that concerned about speed. But that type of stuff to me doesn't really concern me. I would happily race with people who are using sequential and lose to them too. Like, again, it's not about winning for me. Like, I mean, very rare occasion people, but actually using this isn't actually about winning. This is just more so the enjoyment of racing and driving cars. So there you have it, everyone. There's my review. Like, I can't praise this thing enough, to be honest. I've had it for so long. The thing hasn't put a foot wrong in my eyes, really. Like, I've had so much enjoyment from it. In fact, I've probably let it down, to be honest, like not giving it a home where like it can feel solid. But like I said, it feels amazing, looks amazing, built amazing. The other shifters definitely have their place too in terms of the sim racing hardware world, but I would definitely say that this is by far like the best one that I've used out of the three. And if you're in the market for like a H pattern and you have the money to burn, I would highly recommend it. I feel like this thing's going to last for a very long time as well. So there's that too. But anyway, thanks again for watching, guys. I hope you guys appreciate the review. I've held quite a few of these things for a long time now, and I feel like it's probably my, my responsibility to sort of like let all the people that are sort of like where I was a year ago know, the little bits and pieces that are probably going through their mind. So let you guys know what these things are like a year in, 6 months down the line, and hopefully give you guys a good idea as to where you guys should be diverting your money to, basically. But yeah, I've done my GT Omega rig one. I've now done the shifter review. I'll then be following this stuff up with my Fanatec pedal, V3 pedals, and then the V2.5 bass with the two rooms that I've got, the Formula and the BMW. So, but yeah, anyway, again, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys later.
Left 6, into caution, right 2, tightens to 1. Into left 4, long, and crest, and keep right over crest, and left 660. Left 4, long, don't cut, logs inside, and on exit. Right 5 over crest, logs inside, 80. Left 4, 100, and left 5 tightens to 4, over crest, logs on exit. 80, left 6, into right 2, tightens to 1, long, don't cut. Left 5, into right 6, into left 4, tightens to 3, 80. Crest, into left 5, over crest, right 1, into right 3. Caution, left 5, into turn square left, don't cut. And right 6, left 6, crest, past junction, left 6. Into left 4, crest, and turn right 3. Into left 3. Into right 5, into left 5, into right 2, into left 5, right 6, into caution, left 5, over crest, 80 past junction, turn square right. Left 3, half long past junction, into right 5 long, don't cut, and caution, left 4 long over crest, into turn hairpin right, into left 4, continues for 100, don't cut, 100 through dip, keep left over crest, left 6, 40, left 3, right 6, left 6 past junction, 40, keep left over jump, 130. Caution, keep right over jump, past junction, braking. Left 6, into open hairpin right. Left 6, over crest, 80. Left 4, tight, don't cut. Into right 6, half long, 80. Caution, right 5 long, into turn hairpin left, 80. Keep left over crest, keep mid over crest, 80. Right 5 long past junction, 100 past lay-by. Right 6 long past junction. Caution slowing, 80 over crest. Right 5 through gate, water splash. Caution keep mid over jump, 100 down, braking, turn acute right. To left 1 long, opens to 2, long. 60, caution right 4 over big jump. And right 6 over big jump, 40 down. Right 3 water splash. Right 2 through gate, opens past junction. 60 past junction. Left 5 opens crest into right 6 long, 60 to finish.